Setting an Easter table can seem intimidating, but our next guest is here to prove that's wrong. Florist and home decor store owner Jimmy Cook is back to help me make an Easter centerpiece. Jimmy, thanks for being here and for bringing all of this bounty.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Where do we even start here? This is incredible. I like at face value, you said, hey, we don't need stuff to be thrown away. We can create centerpieces from the earth.
Yeah, and a lot of my clients will come in and say, like, how can I do some natural things? And the big and best thing about this arrangement is that it's non-toxic to the environment.
Okay.
So we're not using any of the floral foams or anything. What we're just gonna need is 2 vases, some cabbage, and we're good to go.
A lot of seasonal stuff here, seasonally appropriate ingredients here, okay?
Yeah. So to kind of start, always what I tell everyone is a grid is always your best. So you're gonna use some tape.
Okay.
And the biggest trick with this is you always have to do a ring around the edge because tape won't stick to glass.
Okay.
So if you start doing it.
Oh, so you got to stick tape to tape.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly like that. So you wrap it around and then at the end.
Oh, I see. You
comes out
created
like
a little tiny grid there.
Yep.
Almost like a pencil holder so that your stems can fit in there. Okay.
So here's the biggest mistake that most people do. They don't put the vase in. They just start putting carrots in. So then it's falling all over the place.
Oh, it's too late. Yeah.
Yep.
You need to reserve that space.
Exactly.
Okay.
So then you take the carrots. I want to use this foliage because I think it's really cool. So I'm going to save.
Is there any time sensitivity to these ingredients? I mean, how early can I make this before I have a stinky centerpiece?
Yes, I would say the day before for the cabbage.
Okay.
With the carrots and the greenery, this one, it's going to wilt on you kind of quick. So I would say do this morning of.
Okay.
But the carrots, just slide them in. They're going to be great. And it'll be a little tippy at first, but it's okay. We're going to pack them in there, and you're going to quickly layer them around. So the more you layer, you want it really packed in there.
Okay.
Okay? And then what it'll do is it'll look more like this guy, which is all packed up with the carrots. You can't see the vase. You get to kind of have fun and do all that stuff, which I think is a blast.
So you're like making a picket fence out of carrots here for your bouquet.
Exactly.
Okay. I love it.
Exactly. So the one thing, though, that I feel like everybody needs when they're doing arrangements is different fragrances.
Sure.
And a lot of times people will just go to the store, they're just gonna buy a bunch of stuff and then go. But my little trick for everything is always strip clean some mint. You'll cut it down. And then what I do is I just slide it into the littlest of spots.
So you're putting your own air fresheners in there. You're adding some mint to this bouquet.
Exactly. And I just kind of let it tuft out because then what's gonna happen at the table, people are gonna go, what's that good smell? Other than the food, it's going to be the mint.
Yeah.
It's going to smell amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you talk about choosing flowers that are going to bloom. What specifically do you mean by that?
Yeah. So a lot of times people will go to the store and they will buy the biggest bloomed out flower.
Right.
That's the worst decision because it's the one that's going to die first.
Okay.
So what I always like to do is I like to buy like tight lilies, tight tulips, those kind of things, and I tuck them down into the arrangement. And what you'll notice is the lilies are already starting to bloom out, so they're going to start opening. So if you do this arrangement about 3 days before your table, it'll be in full bloom.
Wow.
And then you'll have some other ones that are coming up through it and it'll look incredible. It's a lot of fun. And it's a good gift idea because people are like, oh my gosh, the tulips kept growing. They kept going. Yeah.
Okay. So this is sort of show and tell, but also a prove it opportunity. I mean, you're saying this is something everybody can do.
Oh, yes. Everybody can do it. You most definitely can do it.
Okay.
So this is my one favorite tool in the entire flower shop. It's called the rose stripper.
I thought that was a pepper mill, okay?
Yeah.
No fresh pepper.
So what you do is you just take it, slide it around.
Oh, wow.
Your entire rose is cleaned. You don't have to worry about thorns, any of it. This is a big saver for your hands when you're like going through the roses and everything.
Wow, okay.
So it makes it super fast. And then let's say you've made up your little gridded arrangement. You're good to go. You want to slide it into your cabbage. This is what I would do like the day before or even the morning of to slide it in. And then you just cut it out, hollow it out, take it in. I mean, get your kids. Tell them it's like cabbage jack-o'-lanterns.
If you gamify anything, it becomes much more fun.
And then you just slide it in. So when you're done with the cabbage, take it out, put the arrangement somewhere else, toss the cabbage away.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, and where would you source so many of these things? I mean, obviously that's grocery store, but I mean, are there any tips on that? Is this something that you're using kind of for an alternate purpose here?
Yeah, so what I would say with the flowers is some of the wholesale markets that are around Seattle will actually sell retail. And I do recommend it. The Seattle wholesales growers area, they actually sell direct to retail, and those are local florists and local farms. You could definitely find some local farms for yourself as well. I will say, Trader Joe's has an amazing selection of flowers. There are times that I go into Trader Joe's and I'm like, how did they get these? They'll have amazing David Austin roses, all that kind of stuff, great scent. So that's a really quick and easy way to do it. But the key is you want texture. Like you want to pick things that give you a lot of variety and not just doing all roses or all this one type of flower. You want to see that. You want to think.
Better to buy these things individually than to buy a bouquet and take it apart and reassemble it?
Yeah, the big thing is the traffic time for that flower bouquet. Think about it. The ones that are just put into a bucket of water, they're ready to go, it's a bundle, or the ones that were taken apart, cut apart, grouped together, thrown back in a bucket, they get a little beat up after a while. So we want the freshest ones.
Is there anything that we can do to these once you put them out? Like you said, there is a shot clock on something like this. Is there anything we can do to help encourage preserving them?
I think the biggest thing about flowers, and this is a viral clip that has gone around, and I've been seeing it for a while, is that they're a reminder that time is fleeting.
Yeah.
And the biggest and best gift, I think, to give somebody is a beautiful arrangement, because it's like, I love you so much, but it's going to go away. And that's just the way things are. So they're a reminder that time is fleeting. Enjoy the time and make them. Just have fun with them.
I like that. So it's a centerpiece that is here just for a short time.
Yeah.
Enjoy it for right now.
Exactly.
Some symbolism here. Thanks so much, Jimmy.
Yeah,
How
of
cool. We
course.
appreciate this. All right.